Pranams to all Atmajyotis, divine light of the self. Divine light of the self. I welcome all of you for today's session of Panchadasi. Panchadasi is a beautiful scripture which gives the teachings of Advaita Vedanta in a systematic way. Swami Vidyaranya has written Panchadasi. He has written many more books, many more granthas. Tattvajnana, the knowledge of the self, is outlined in Panchadasi. Panchadasi means 15 chapters. Panchadashi. 15 chapters of text called Panchadashi. Swami Vidyaranya outlines Tattvajnana, the knowledge of the self, in a systematic way. The result of knowledge of self, or Atmadnana, is described in another text called Jivan Mukti Viveka. So let us take the third chapter, the first chapter, third section. The first two sections of Panchadashi we already discussed. We described Brahman as Sat Chit Ananda, existence, consciousness, bliss. Brahman as the supreme reality. Today the topic is Avidya, or ignorance. The Brahman, we went through a process of creation where Brahman decided to become Brahman with the help of Maya, took the position of Ishvara, the universal consciousness. The Ishvara manifested the universe, material, what you call Chara and Achara, moving and non-moving. Moving are the living beings. Ishvara entered into moving living beings to experience the world. So the whole purpose of creation is told not to make us very knowledgeable about creation. It's not the purpose is not about knowledge of creation. Purpose of the creation is to appreciate the creator. It's like this. We go to a museum, we see a beautiful sculpture. We get fascinated by the beauty of the sculpture. Then a desire arises in us to find out the sculptor who created this. So similarly, this universe, what you see, has infinite variety, unimaginable, impossible to conceive the complexity, variety in the universe. So this universe, the creator of the universe, is called Ishvara. So the desire arises in us. I want to find the creator. Looking at the creation, I want to find the creator. The purpose of the scripture to give the description of Vedanta, the description of creation, is not to make you expert in creation. To take your attention to the creator. This is Ishvara. The universal consciousness, the consciousness of the universe is called Ishvara. So now why I have to understand Ishvara? Why my attention has to go to Ishvara? The Upanishads say we are suffering in life because of duality. Feeling of separation is there. I am separate from the universe. I am separate from the God, Ishvara. So this sense of separation causes immense suffering in our life. This is called dualistic viewpoint of life. The Upanishad and the scriptures, in particular Panchadashi, wants to remove this notion of duality. and suffering. That notion gets dropped when we understand I, so-called I, and Ishvara, God, are one. It's called Jiva, Ishvara, Ekatva. When you realize Ishvara is the consciousness of the entire universe, the ruler of the entire world. I am a tiny little individual, limited by body, mind. I always feel limited and suffering. But once I find my oneness with Ishvara, one that Jiva finds oneness with the universal consciousness, Jiva Ishvara Ekatvam, there's a sense of relief, there's a peace. This is called moksha. The purpose of scripture to give the creation in various stages is to point out Jiva Ishvara Ekatvam. Ishvara, the universal consciousness, entered into the material world as existence, entered into Jiva as existence consciousness, Sat and Chit. So if you look at Sat aspect and Chit aspect, we are one with the totality. I am the universe. There's no separation, nobody separate from me. But we suffer in life. This person is separate, that person is separate, this situation is difficult, I am separate from the world, I am suffering. We suffer from a sense of separation. There's no real separation at all. There's no real other at all. The other is a concept and illusion created by the mind. Please remember my words. The situation and person, circumstances do not cause you suffering. The situations, persons, or conditions do not cause you suffering. Suffering is caused by your own thoughts. You suffer your thoughts. You do not suffer people or circumstances or situations. Because there are no other. The concept of other comes from our thoughts. There are no others. It's Advaita, non-duality. The moment we realize non-duality, suffering in our life drops. If there is a suffering in your life, that suffering is because of the strong concept of duality in your mind. To get rid of suffering, we are trying to get away from the situations, people, or circumstance. We have to drop our ignorance of duality to realize non-duality. That is the freedom from suffering. So now, for that, we gave the creation. The creation was described in the previous chapter as causal level is called Ishvara, subtle level called Hiranyagarbha, and gross level is called Virat. Causal creation is called Ishvara, subtle creation called Hiranyagarbha, and gross creation called Virat. And individual consciousness, my consciousness or your consciousness, at the individual subtle level or causal level, it's called Pradna. Pradna. At subtle level, it's called Taijasa. At gross level, it's called Vishwa. We have to realize oneness of the Vishwa with the Virat. Taijasa with Hiranyagarbha. And Pradna with the Ishvara. That's called Jiva Ishvara Ekatvam. When we realize that there's nobody or nothing other than me, other than the self. Me means not individual, other than the self. All that is there is Brahman. That realization happens. Now, what stops this realization from happening? It is the mind. Ignorance in the mind which causes this separation. The ignorance in the mind is called avidya. So this chapter is about avidya. Let me tell you a story from Puranas. We have heard the story of Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, two brothers. Hiranyakashipu story is more popular, famous because of the child called Prahlada and Narsimha Avatara. Hiranyaksha, there's Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Right? These are the story. Each story of Purana has three levels of meaning: Adi Bhautika, Adi Devika, Adhyatmika. Let us remember the story of Purana. Hiranyaksha. There's an asura or demon called Hiranyaksha. One day, he takes the earth, Bhudevi, and hides her under the sea. He, like this terrorist will take something, no? Terrorist will capture something and hide. Hiranyaksha, he takes the earth and hides it under water. Heard of this story? Then what happens? All devatas pray to Bhagavan Vishnu, and Bhagavan Vishnu takes the form of Varaha Avatara, boar. The boar digs into the earth, both goes down into water, takes the earth and brings it back and places the earth in its right position. Varaha Avatara story you heard? This is Puranic story, and each Puranic story has three levels of meaning: Adi Bhautika, Adi Devika, Adhyatmika. Let us understand Adi Bhautika meaning. Adi Bhautika meaning represents the cosmic event which happened in the universe. During the process of creation in the universe, somewhere Earth fell from the orbit of the sun. Earth fell down from the orbit of the sun. There are two forces operating in the universe. In the physical sense, centripetal, centrifugal. We can call them as gravity or whatever name, which scientific name you give. If these forces are balanced, Earth will be in the right orbit around the sun. Some imbalance happens and Earth slips from the orbit of the sun. Then what will happen to Earth? It falls from the orbit of the sun. The in future, Earth cannot have life forms, and Earth is right place of this. Earth is in the orbit of the sun. Are we clear? So that is missing. Then a cosmic event happens where Earth comes back to its original position. So that is told in the form of Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha story. This is called Adi Bhautika level. That means Earth slipped from the orbit and came back. That's a cosmic event. It's called Adi Bhautika. So behind Adi Bhautika, that's Adi Daivika, means play of the divine. Bhagavan Vishnu, the cosmic consciousness, please understand, scientists can understand only at the material level. They speak of gravitational force, centripetal force, centrifugal force. The spirituality speaks of a metaphysical forces They are called Adi Daivika. What is not available to your sense organs. They are called Devatas and Asuras. The Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, was a force of nature. The Asuras' objective is to disturb the natural order. Hiranyakashipu wants to disturb the position of the earth at a metaphysical level. Adi Bhautika level, we can call them as natural forces, gravitation force, centripetal force, centrifugal force. Adi Devika forces, they are forces of consciousness, Asuras and Devatas. Hiranyaksha, he wants to disrupt the position of the earth at the metaphysical level. And Bhagavan Vishnu, Ishvara, cosmic consciousness, wants to restore the order. That's why he takes the form of boar and puts the earth back in the position. So putting the earth in the back in position, what our rishis are saying, is not a mechanical action of forces. There's a conscious force of Ishvara operating behind that. Are we clear? Scientists only look at the material forces. The consciousness force of Devatas and Asuras are always in operation. The consciousness force of Ishvara is there to restore the order, restore the balance. That's the meaning of story. This is the Adi Devika part of the story. Now let's come to Adhyatmika part of the story, which is more relevant to us. Hiranyaksha means what? Hiranya means gold. Aksha means eyes. Hiranya means gold or wealth. Aksha means always our focus or attention is on the wealth. Who is Hiranyaksha? Who is not Hiranyaksha? We want to, our eyes are always possessing something in the world, no? We want to capture something from the world, no? What do you want to capture? You want to capture money, power, position, relationships. A boy wants to capture a beautiful girl and make my wife. Understand? So, all of us are capturing something from the world. Are we not? Then who is Hiranyaksha? Hiranyaksha represents all of us. The ego. We want something to capture from the world. Actually, we don't want to capture something from the world. We want to capture the world. Given the opportunity, we can capture the world. But we don't have the opportunity. We are limited. So we can't capture the world. But we want always more and more from the world. Given an opportunity, everybody wants to capture the world. Tell me who doesn't want to? Because we can't capture the world, we capture whatever is possible. But finally, we are capturing the world only. Then do you understand who is Hiranyaksha? Why we want to capture the world? Let us understand that. The world is separate from me. I am separate from the world. The world is big. I do not tolerate any separation. I want to make it a part of me. I want to have oneness with that. The deeper desire in all of us, separation or duality, we cannot tolerate. We cannot tolerate separation, duality. We want to have oneness. To do that oneness, we capture the world. We capture part of the world. Are you understanding what drives you? What drives the desire? The desire is we are not able to tolerate the separation. Desire arises because I want to become free from the sense of separation. The sense of separation happen when that what is separate from me becomes me, part of me, or with me. So please understand, desire comes from the root. Root of the desire is I do not want duality. The root of desire is I want Advaita, not duality. It applies to everything. Give the mango. I see a mango. Aha, smell. But mm, until I put the mango in my mouth, I'm not happy. Our all unhappiness comes because of duality. And we don't tolerate duality. So what is the root of your desire? Hmm? What is the root of desire? Why there is desire? Huh? So why there is desire? The desire is because I cannot tolerate anything separate from me. And people like, there are people like Alexander or warriors, they go on conquering, killing people or anything. They cannot see something separate from them at all. There's an intense desire in all of us for oneness, non-duality. Root of the desire is desire for non-duality, desire for oneness. Desire itself you cannot drop because until you realize that oneness, non-duality, desire cannot be dropped. And no matter what you do, how much you capture from the world, money, power, position, wealth, you cannot retain it. So duality, non-duality cannot be achieved at the object level. So no matter how much money you get, still you are unsatisfied. Have you seen? People struggle and make a lot of money. They want more money. They are never satisfied, never satisfied. And after making more money, they want power. They become politicians. And in power also, they want to become prime minister, chief minister. There is no full stop, only comma in life. So no matter what you do in life, you cannot satisfy your desire for non-duality, desire for oneness. Why? Why you cannot satisfy that? No matter what you do in the world, you will get a momentary satisfaction, but satisfaction cannot be permanent. Why? You cannot become one with an object, and object is constantly changing. Whether it's money, power, position, or people, it's a constantly changing flow. There's no solid entity there. There's no solid entity called you also there. You are also constantly flowing, constantly changing. How one constantly changing can become one with another constantly changing reality? It's impossible. That's why all the people, everybody, even in a deathbed, they'll be unfulfilled. They feel my life is not fulfilled. And what is the fulfillment of life? When will you feel fulfilled? When I capture the entire world, it becomes mine. It's impossible. I mean, because you can't do it, you may say, I can't do it. I only this much is sufficient. One 60-40 land is sufficient, or 40-80 land is sufficient. Okay. So you limit your ambition, but your desire, there's no limitation. You cannot capture the entire world. And every time you make an attempt, you keep on putting an effort to do that. One year after year, month after month, day after day. And what is your effort in life? Only one effort in life? Oneness. Advaita, non-duality is effort. Without knowing, everybody is a seeker. Everybody is seeking the non-duality or oneness. And that's the root of desire. Now, how to solve the problem? Is it an impossible target to meet? It is very simple. You cannot capture the world. You cannot possess the world, but you can realize I am the world. You can realize I am the world. You cannot say I am separate from the world, is gone. If you become I am the world, nothing in the world is separate from me. Then I don't have anything to capture. The Hiranyaksha represents our ego. All of us. Adhyatmika level. He is trying to capture the earth. We are also trying to capture the earth. If not earth, a girl, a money, or a potion, or a boy, something we want to capture. And whatever we capture should be our slave also. Cannot have independence from us. If somebody becomes independent from us, we'll get angry. We want to possess people. Do you know that? We want to possess power. We want to possess money. How do we possess money? How do we possess people? This is my wife. This is my husband. What is my brings? Is equal to my car. It's an object. No matter what you do, you cannot attain oneness with the objects. So the solution is not in money, power, position, or people. This is called anatma. The solution is to realize the truth that nothing is separate from me. I am the world. So where this understanding has to happen, the separation is not there in the objects. Senses are giving a sense of separation. They are not. It's the mind which is giving a sense of separation. The mind which is giving the concept of otherness. The mind, the root of the mind is called avidya, ignorance. Ignorance is another word called ignorance, called adnana. I cannot possess the world like Hiranyaksha. Can I become free from the ignorance which gives me sense of separation in the world? It gives me feeling of separation from the world. That is what is called spiritual journey. Adhyat. All our life, we are trying to possess people, situations. Situations are under my control, I'm very happy. Situations are not under my control, I'm very unhappy. Everything I want in my control. The only way to realize that is dropping avidya, ignorance, and realizing I am the world. That's called Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. Sarvam Khalida Brahma. All this is Brahman. That realization should happen. The purpose of Vedanta is to teach you, help you drop ignorance and give a teaching of Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. You are that means you are that Brahman. You are that world. Not as a body. Not as a body, I cannot become world. A body as can become 70 kg, can become 100 kg or 150 kg. After that, it's gone. As consciousness, you are the world. Tat Tvamasi. As consciousness, you are pure awareness, Brahman. So that teaching is what is given. Now, good luck, good part. Fortunately for us, we don't have to do anything to become Brahman. We have to only drop ignorance. So the objection can come. Brahman cannot be understood by my sense organs or mind or intellect. Then how I can realize I am Brahman? You can realize you are Brahman by not becoming Brahman, but not by not trying to become Brahman, but dropping ignorance, adnana, that you are not Brahman. Ignorance has to be dropped. Adnana has to be dropped. Avidya has to be dropped. Avidya can be dropped by teaching. It's not magic. Understanding. Understanding of life helps you to drop adnana, avidya, ignorance. So that's why we have a hope. By dropping my ignorance, I can realize Jiva Ishwara Ekatvam, oneness with the Jivatma, with Paramatma. And that will give fulfillment for me. My life will become fulfilled. Sarthaka. Whatever purpose I have born, whatever reason I have born, the life is fulfilled when Jiva Ishwara Ekatvam is realized. Because it's only dropping of the ignorance, not getting something. Now the big question comes. If I am Brahman, how come I don't know? How come I don't know I am Brahman? You mean to say Brahman can't know he is Brahman? If I am Brahman and I don't know I am Brahman, you mean to say Brahman does not know he is Brahman? I mean, there must be some problem with Brahman. If I am Brahman, how come I don't know I am Brahman? Okay, you don't know you are Brahman. Do you know who you are? Yes, I know. I'm a man. I'm a woman. I'm a graduate. I'm an engineer. I'm a doctor. Who told you? No. How do you know you're a doctor? Because I got a certificate from the college. I studied. All knowledge what we got is from the objects of the world. The society gives us the knowledge. The entire knowledge about all of us we get from the society. Did you ever find out who you are? No. All of us, when we are born, we born with ignorance because we don't know. Ignorance means I don't know. Nobody is born with the knowledge. Knowledge is gained. All of us are born with ignorance. Every child is born with ignorance only. Nobody is born with knowledge. Then we start gaining knowledge from the world. When we are born, I don't know English, I don't know Hindi, I don't know science, I don't know physics, I don't know chemistry. In fact, I don't know any subject. I am born with the ignorance of all kinds. So what is wrong with born with ignorance of who am I? Right? I am born with ignorance of every subject. I am born with ignorance of who am I also. Natural. Nothing special about it. It's natural that I gain knowledge of other subjects also. Science I learn, physics I learn, English I learn, Chinese I learn from the society. I am born with ignorance, but I gain knowledge from the society. Is it clear? I'm born with ignorance that who am I? I don't know. I'm born with ignorance that I don't. I'm born with ignorance that I'm Brahman. I don't know. Naturally, like any other ignorance, nothing special about it. I'm Brahman. Knowledge is. I'm Brahman. Ignorance is nothing special about it. Like any other ignorance, you also ignorance. I'm Brahman. So something wrong with that is natural. Nothing special about it. But as I grow, I gain knowledge of various subjects. That's also true. But not a single person came and told me, my dear, you don't have knowledge of yourself. You don't know who you are. You have ignorance of who you are. Nobody told me. Nobody tells me. Everybody tells you are looking good, you are handsome, you are smart, or you're dull, you are not intelligent, you are a man, you are an engineer. Everybody tells me about that. But nobody has told me you are Brahman, no? Nobody gave me the knowledge I am Brahman, no? Every knowledge I am born with ignorance. Self-knowledge also I am born with ignorance. But nobody in the world can give self-knowledge. They give self-knowledge. They give knowledge for you about non-self, about your body, about your mind, about your profession they give. But about real you, nobody can give knowledge because they themselves don't have knowledge. They are also in ignorance. If they are in ignorance, how can it give you knowledge of yourself? How a blind person can lead another blind person? So everybody is blind. And everybody is blind, leading blind. That's what's called world. That's what's called samsara. When a blind leads a blind, what happens in life? Hmm? Blind leads a blind. What happens? Disaster. Imagine a blind person taking another person's blind this thing, no? Both will both will fall down. That's called suffering in life. That's what our real life is about. A blind person leading blind. Self-knowledge is like any other knowledge, Atmadana, like physics or chemistry or biology, nothing more than that. But self-knowledge, nobody gives you because they themselves don't have. And even if they have some knowledge, bookish knowledge, they can't give you because they don't have confidence that is I'm Brahman. They can't say I'm Brahman confidently. If I have to tell you I am Brahman, you are Brahman, then I have to tell I know I have to Brahman. If a blind person has to tell some other blind person, give some knowledge to blind person, he should have at least eyes, no. So the people with the eyes are very few in the world. The people with the wisdom are very few in the world. It's a great blessing to meet such people who tell you, Tattvamasi, you are Brahman. Very rare indeed. For that, Vidyaranya Srimati Vidyaranya gives a beautiful analogy. I'll explain the analogy. How rare it is, how difficult it is. There are 8 billion people in the world, or 9 billion people in the world. 9 billion people teach you who you are not and tell you that you are that. Very rare indeed, one or two people who have some eyesight who tell you you are not what you are. They tell you, teach you, ನಾನು ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ ಇದೇ Manabuddhi, Nanalla, Sachidanandatma, Shivananunane, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. You are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect, you are pure consciousness, Shiva, auspiciousness. Very rare indeed. To meet such people is blessing. If I have physics knowledge, I have physics ignorance. I'm born with physics ignorance. I don't know physics. First of all, I didn't know the subject called physics is there. In my high school teacher told me that's physics. I have to study physics. I learned. At least there's somebody to tell you you have ignorance of this. You have to learn this. But nobody has a clue that we have ignorance of Atmadana, self knowledge. That's why we'll never come across in life. Many lifetimes go without understanding who am I. Ignorance will continue lifetimes and lifetimes. Swami Vidyaranya gives a beautiful example of the situation. There's a worm. He gives the example of a worm. There's a worm which is happily eating some grass on the land. There's a strong wind. The worm falls into a river. The worm is in deep trouble. It does not know swimming also. The worm is carried by the currents, forceful currents. And at any place, the danger is coming from any place, anywhere. A fish can come and eat it. A crocodile can come and eat it. The dangers can be there anywhere. When you fall into water, when you don't know swimming, you're in deep trouble. That is the situation with respect to worm. Now, is there hope for the worm? The worm doesn't even know how long is the river, where I am going. It's getting drifting. And at some place, there's a whirlpool. In water, you know, whirlpool. Water keeps on going round and round and round in circles. The worm gets into the, if it's not caught by a fish, it gets into the whirlpool. It'll go on round and round and round in whirlpool. The worm has not eaten food also because his food is in the ground, the grass. Imagine the situation of the worm. Vidyaranya gives this as an example for a human situation. The river is the world, samsara. And there's a continuous flow there. You don't know where it's going, where you are going up, so it's carrying you. Somebody says you become a doctor. You become a doctor. Somebody says, no, you should become an engineer. No, you should become an MBA. Okay, you become that. Why you are becoming what you don't know. Somebody says you are good. Somebody says you look handsome. Somebody says you're smart. We are getting carried away by the forces of the society. We are drifting. And what about crocodiles and fishes in this thing? Are there crocodiles and fishes in society? What are the crocodiles and fishes? There are people and situations which are trying to exploit you one way. But more importantly, the crocodile and fish is desires, temptations try to capture you. Temptations catch you. You know that? Once you get into temptation, you're gone, stuck. That's why, you know, the how do they catch elephant? Elephant? How do you catch the deer? The deer is caught by putting his beautiful music. The ear, temptation of ear catches, you catch a deer. You know how monkey is caught? A, a fistful of peanuts put in jar. Monkey is taking the peanuts. It's not able to remove its hand. It's caught. So, how many temptations are trained capture? You are captured by how many temptations in the world? Please look at yourself. The animals have only one sense organ sufficient for them to capture animal. You have five of them. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? Any sense organs can capture us, trap us, and we won't even know that we are trapped. And will pull. This is will pull. Either animals will fish and crocodile catch you, which is nothing but desires and temptations in life, or you can get into whirlpool. What is the whirlpool in life? Whirlpool is going round and round and round and round in circles. What is circle? The circle is circle of karma, karmic cycle. A desire earnestness. Desire, of course, is again I told you is desire for oneness, non-duality. And for desire, we do some action. Action will result in karma phala. Karma gets into karma phala. Karma phala leaves a residue, impression, vasana. Vasana becomes another desire. And repeatedly doing something becomes a samskara. We keep on, our life keeps on going in circles. Even after death, our desires will never end. The circle will not end. Desire, action, result, effect of result, vasana, and samskara. These are programs. We'll never come out of these programs. These programs will drive our life, not one lifetime, hundreds and thousands of lifetimes or millions of lifetimes. That's the meaning of Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani, Jatare Shayanam. Again and again, we take birth to fulfill the desire for oneness, desire for non duality. That is the root desire. But we are first searching for the root desire in wrong direction. That's what Vidyaranya says. He pities the human beings. Human beings have the ability to become free from this karmic cycle. Repeated program of life. He has a pity, but they don't have ability to come out. They're stuck in this whirlpool of cycle of birth and death, cycle of birth and death, repeated repetition. Karma means repetition. Karma means a program. This program will go on and on and on and forever. This is the example given to an insect fallen into the river. Is the analogy clear? Insect on the ground is comfortable. The ground here is not non-duality, it is dharma. Dharma gives peace, dharmic life. If you are disturbed, that means something adharma is there in your mind or adharma is there in your life. And when you fall into the river of life, which will keep on getting, you don't know how to swim, how to come out. You're stuck. So Vidyaranya gives. Then Swami Vidyaranya puts a question. Is there hope for the insect? Is there hope for the worm? He puts a question, is there hope? Is there a terrible situation? It's a hopeless situation. Vidyaranya says, there's a hope. There's a hope. He says, there's a crocodile in the river. The crocodile is trying to catch this worm. The worm is in the mouth of the crocodile, or mouth of the fish. Actually, a fish is catching the worm. Worm has gone into the mouth of the fish. But before the fish can eat the worm, the crocodile has caught the fish. Crocodile has caught the fish. So worm has not died. It's still in the mouth of the fish. And fish is caught with crocodile. So now, what crocodile does? Crocodile can go on land and sea. So it'll go to the land and keeps the fish somewhere because it wants to feed the fish to its baby crocodile. So the insect gets an opportunity to escape from the mouth of the fish and run away into the land. So this is the story of the worm. Now, giving example to the human being, is there hope for the human being? Because so rare is the chance, opportunity. That's what it's a terrible situation. Only luck would have saved that worm. Swami Vidyaranya says, there's a hope for human being also. Even though it's rare. The crocodile here is the guru. So he can save you. Where crocodile is trying to eat the fish for hunger. Guru, out of compassion, is trying to take the student out of samsara. The crocodile example is also given a very reason. Crocodile can go in land and in water. Guru has the ability to work in higher level reality and lower level reality. That's why he's got given an example of crocodile. Fish cannot. Guru knows both sides. He knows the side of land and side of water. That's why he's able to guide. And crocodile eats the fish out of hunger. Guru takes the disciple, holds the disciple, and tries to leave the disciple in the land, safe place of non-duality, Advaita. So there's a hope. But the chance of getting a guru is as rare as chance of getting getting into the mouth of a fish and fish getting into crocodile and crocodile keeping into land. Very rare indeed this chance. It's not easy. Human birth is rare. The opportunity to get the Atmadana is very rare. The opportunity to get to realize mastery is very, very rare indeed. That's what Swami Vidyaranya is trying to explain. Swami Vidyaranya says, you have to be grateful to your life, grateful to Ishvara, grateful to Guru, grateful to Shastras, scriptures. Upanishads are the scriptures which will tell you Tattvamasi, Jiva Ishvara Ekatvam, oneness. Without Upanishads, you never understood the reality. So say, be grateful to Upanishads. Be grateful to Guru. Guru, you have to be grateful because Guru understands the suffering of life, samsara. He understands the water. He understands the land also. How to be free from where this is suffering, he understands that. He has a knowledge of both, knowledge of samsara and knowledge of freedom. He is able to guide. But he does not guide anyone personal. He guides based on scriptures. He doesn't personalize. Oh, I did this, so that's why I'm great, you follow me. He doesn't say that. This is the teaching of scriptures. Upanishad teaching he gives to you in a way you can understand. Because Adnana can be removed only through Jnana. Understanding only can remove ignorance. Physics adnana can remove only physics dana. Chemistry adnana can be removed through chemistry dana. Atma adnana can be removed through Atma dana. So he gives the Atma dana teaching based on the authority of the scriptures. But something more than that is there for a guru. A person who is called realized master, Sadguru, if he has Brahmanishta and Shrotriya. Shrotriya means he has ability to guide you, teach you based on the scriptures. Brahmanishta means he himself is established in wisdom. I am Brahman. And both are there. He is the ability to guide. To come across such a person, such a master is very rare. Ability to come out of ocean of samsara is very rare. Be grateful to Guru. Be grateful to Shastras. Then the person comes and says, why should I be grateful to Ishvara? What did he do here? Why I should be grateful to Ishvara? Guru, at least I can understand, he some teaches something. Scriptures, they give Tattvamasi. Why should I be grateful to Ishvara? Huh? Ishvara is the one who created an opportunity for you to meet the Guru and scriptures. Ishvara put you into water because of your karmic impressions. You wanted to explore life. You want to understand something. You had a desire. For that, he provided opportunity. And while following the opportunity, you lost your sight of what you really are and got lost in samsara. And some good karma of yours, Ishwara recognizes and takes you to Guru. So Ishwara's role is providing Guru in your life, providing Shastra in life. All Shastras come from Ishwara only. That's why we say Narayana Samarambhat, Shankaracharya Madhyama, Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Paramparam. The scriptures have come from Ishwara only, Bhagavan only. The Guru has appeared in your life because of Ishwara only. And Ishwara provides you, Ishwara appears in your life as Guru, and Guru teaches you, I am one with you, you are not different from me, you are one with the universe. Ishwara Guru Atmeti. That's why you have to be grateful to Ishwara, Guru, and scriptures. Now, what does Guru teach? How does he help me to come out of this whole suffering? The Guru teaches you Tat Tvam Asi. Who is Guru? Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The Guru is the one who is all pervading Akhanda Mandalakaram, pervading in the entire universe. Akhanda Mandalakaram. He has a formless nature and a form. The formless nature of the Guru pervades the entire universe. One who has realized I am the formless reality, Brahman, is called Brahmadnani, Brahmanishta. He is established. The body and mind is the vehicle through which he functions. Body and mind represent the form, which formless reality operates through the body and mind. Ishvara operates through the body and mind. The Ishvara alone, the individual called person called Guru is no longer there. There's a reality called Ishvara operates through the body mind complex. Such a person is called Guru. And he gives the teaching of Tattvajnana. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Charajam. Chara Achara means moving and non-moving is pervaded by him in the formless reality. When the form what he does, Tatpadam Darshitam Yena. He teaches Tattvam Asi. Tat pada tvam asi. You are that. The teaching he gives. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Guru is the Sadguru. Now, what is the meaning of Tat Tvam Asi? Tat Tvam Asi. Tat means that. Tvam means you. That means Ishvara, universal consciousness, God. And you means Jiva. You are that. A equation which is impossible to comprehend. How a Jiva can be Ishvara. A individual consciousness can be universal consciousness. Jiva Ishvara Ekatvam. How is possible? As a Jiva, I am very limited. Ishvara is infinite, omnipresent, omnipotent, is all powerful. How Jiva can be one with Ishvara? So that's why the Guru gives the teaching in a very systematic way so that you can understand Jiva Ishvara Ekatvam. Oneness of Jiva and Ishvara. Now the teaching is not to give you more knowledge. It is not about giving you, making you know more things. It is not to make you a scholar. I know this scripture, I know this scripture. I know I have studied 10 scriptures. No. The knowledge is given systematically remove your ignorance. The purpose of focus of Guru is to removal of ignorance, vasana and samskara. It is not to give new vasana and samskara or new knowledge. Already you are burdened with knowledge. Burdened with knowledge given by society. Guru is only helping you to unburden yourself. Drop your ignorance. The process of dropping ignorance is through a teaching methodology called Neti, Neti, Neti. What you are not, what you are not. This is a systematic way of teaching. They are called prakriyas, method of teaching. Guru employs various prakriyas to help you drop adnana or ignorance and become free from avidya. I don't know who am I. I want to become Brahman is false. I'll recognize already I'm Brahman. By ignorance, I didn't know I'm Brahman. The dropping of the ignorance is the contribution of Guru in our life. That's a systematic way of dropping the ignorance. The systematic is called unfolding. It's called Neti, Neti, Neti. The Guru teaches you Viveka and Vairagya, discrimination and dispassion. Discrimination is to understand what is real, what is not real. Atma, Anatma. Nitya, Anitya. What is eternal, what is temporary. Recognizing this, you'll recognize the true nature as Nitya at Atma. You recognize Atma is Sachidananda, existence, consciousness, bliss. I am the Brahman. Relation happens. Right now, you are Brahman only. But your attention is outside. Attention is constantly on the Anatma. Anatma can be people, possession, power, money. Everything your mind is on the Anatma. What bothers you is Anatma. Can you drop Anatma from your mind? Why you can't drop Anatma from mind? What is difficulty of dropping Anatma from mind? We think that constantly thinking of Anatma gives us happiness. In fact, it is giving misery. Anatma always causes disturbance. The mind becomes disturbed. If the mind is disturbed, it simply means that our mind is on Anatma, not on Atma. That's where it's very important to surrender to Guru. Guru is the self Atma. Guru is Ishvara. The only way to come out of this whole ocean of samsara is hold on to the teaching of Guru. Otherwise, we'll get drifted. Our mind is constantly getting pulled by the Anatma. So, how do I know whether I am focusing on Anatma or Atma? How do you know whether I am focusing on Anatma or Atma? Non-self or self? The mind has two dual nature, pravritti and nivritti. Vritti means thought. Ask yourself, my thoughts are increasing or decreasing? If the thoughts are increasing, it's called pravritti. Pravritti means, vritti means, pra means uh, the thought, it's increasing, thoughts are increasing. Nivritti means thoughts are decreasing. All our life suffering is because we are in the pravritti. Constantly we keep on thinking of anatma. And one thought will lead to another thought. Another thought will lead to another thought. A thought chaining will happen. Mana eva karanam manushana bandhamoksheho. Mind alone causes bondage and liberation. Mind going towards the pravritti, thought chain, is suffering. Silent mind is freedom. When the mind is silent, you are one with Atma. Silent mind is Atma. Silent mind is Brahman. So, what happens is our logic. A human being has the ability to apply logic. We are applying logic for wrong purpose in life, causing ourselves misery. Trying to apply logic about anatma will lead us to misery. One thought will lead to other thought. Eternally in a thought chain. Can you come out of this thought chain? Yes. Simply come out of the thought chain. Because there's nothing called mind. Mind is nothing but a flow of thoughts. There's nobody called a person. Person is a flow of thoughts. We are trying to say there's something called solid called person is there. Something called solid called me is there. Something called solid called other is there. They are not there. Can't you see? Our life is nothing but just a flow of thoughts. Continuous changing flow of thoughts. Irrelevant, useless thoughts. In search of, I want happiness, itself creates a disturbance, thought. I want enlightenment, creates thought. One thought or the other. This is right, this is wrong. That creates another thought chain. Can you come out of the thought chain? So the teaching of Guru, Atma Anatma Viveka, Nitya Anitya Viveka, is for you to come out of suffering, come out of the thought chain, nothing else. The root of the thoughts is avidya, the feeling of a separation. The feeling of separation comes because I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. This concept comes. That's why Vedanta has a prakriya or a process. The process of Vedanta is your body, their body is represented as panchakoshas, 5 sheaths. The sheaths are sheaths of ignorance. Atma is covered with the 5 sheaths. These 5 are anatma, non-self. First is called annamaya kosha. The body is made out of food. Whatever food you eat becomes the gross body. Annamaya kosha. Second level is called pranamaya kosha. The energy which controls the body. Inner level kosha is called manomaya kosha, which are responsible thoughts and feelings. Deeper than is called Vidyaranya kosha, making decision making. There's Anandamaya kosha, which is blissful but ignorance, avidya. So Vedanta teaches a methodology by which you can become free from these koshas. The methodology of Vedanta is Anvaya Vyatireka. The presence and absence. What is present sometime but not present other time is called Mithya or Anitya. What is present all the time is called Satya. So discriminate between Mithya and Satya. Nitya, Anitya. So your body, I am the body, you are saying. Do you have the body all the time? In deep sleep, you don't have, in your own experience, the body is not there. The gross body is called Annamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha is appearing in the waking state. In dream state, some other Annamaya Kosha appears. In deep sleep, Annamaya Kosha is not there. What appears and disappears is Mithya, Anitya. Then prana, but Jivatma, the individual consciousness, identifies with Anatma. I am the body. I am becoming old. When the body is becoming old, you'll say, I am becoming old. Body is disease, I am deceased. All characteristic of body is superimposed on the self. This is called avidya, ignorance. It's called adhyasa, superimposition. You are not the body. Ask yourself, where was your body in deep sleep? Pranamaya kosha is life force. Hunger, thirst, all are the function of prana. So we say, I am hungry. Are you hungry all the time? The hunger appears and disappears. Hunger is not there all the time. It's a functioning of the pranamaya kosha. Is pranamaya kosha there all the time? Where was your pranamaya kosha in deep sleep? Pranamaya kosha is mithya. Manomaya kosha is the mind, thoughts and feelings and emotions. In the waking state, you have manomaya kosha. In dream, you have manomaya kosha. In deep sleep, what happened to you? Anandamaya kosha is adnana, ignorance. Anandamaya kosha is responsible for some small amount of happiness we get in life, once in a while. Appears and disappears. When the mind becomes silent, mind gets folded into Anandamaya kosha. You feel happy for some time. Sometimes you feel unhappy. They are also temporary. Anandamaya kosha is also appearance and disappearance. Then who are you? I am the one who is the witness of all these. That's why I'm able to see the changes. One who sees the changes is changeless. So that way, you have to separate out Atma, Anatma. Pancha koshas you have to separate out. The 5 koshas you have to separate out from the self. Then realize I am Atma, I am the Sakshi. And the Sakshi is Brahman. This is called Anvaya Vyatireka. What is present and what is there in presence and what is there in absence is you. Body is present in waking state, body is absent in deep sleep state. But the knowing principle or witness is there in both the states. Pranamaya kosha is present in the waking state, absent in deep sleep state. Absent means not absent in my awareness. Same is true with Manomaya kosha, same is true with Vijnanamaya kosha. I am the witness of all these koshas. Become free from all these concepts. Become aware of your own true nature. This is the teaching which is given by Guru. And realizing that awareness which is within me is Sat Chit Ananda. It is the all-pervading consciousness in the universe. I am in one with that. It's called Jiva Ishwara Ekatvam. This realization has to happen. So please understand, our mind gets agitated, mind gets disturbed when it goes into Pravritti Marga. Pravritti Marga is object consciousness. Nivritti means I am the Atma, I am Brahman, I am awareness. The mind becomes silent. So that's why Swami Vidyaranya says he pities the human beings. He feels pity for human beings because human beings simply have the way to come out of suffering. But they are so focused on the external world, they miss the inner reality, inner self, which is Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa, Brahman. So this is what Swami Vidyaranya teaches. Now let us meditate for a few minutes. Close your eyes, sit silently, become aware of your body, Annamaya Kosha. Feel the fingers, feel the toes, feel the foot, feel the thighs, chest, hands. Become aware of the body. I'm aware of the body. That's why body is an object. I'm separate from the body. I'm the witness of the body. I've observed the body growing from a small child all the way up to adult, becoming old. Body is changing, but the observer is not changing. I'm the Sakshi, the witness of the body. Closely observe the body. Body is nothing but a bundle of sensations, changing, changing, changing. There's nothing called solid in the body. I'm the witness of the changing sensations in the body. Become aware of, that's why I'm not the body. Body is mithya, appearance, momentary appearance. Become aware of your pranamaya kosha. There's an energy flow within your body. You can feel the energy movement in the form of blood, the breath, pulsations, heartbeat. The effect of pranic movement in the body is hunger, thirst. The hunger, thirst, pain, pleasure appear and disappear. I am the witness of this. The pain and pleasure, hunger and thirst keeps changing, but I am not changing. I am the witness. I am not a pranamaya kosha also. Am I manomaya kosha? Thoughts, feelings, emotions appear and disappear. Am I manomaya kosha? Changing thoughts and feelings and emotions. I am not. I am the witness of this. Vijnanamaya kosha is the decision maker. Sometimes I make decision, sometimes no decision happens. I'm aware of decision making, no decision making. I'm the witness of this. Anandamaya kosha, I feel happy sometimes, I feel unhappy sometimes. Anandamaya kosha gets activated sometimes, dormant sometimes. I'm not Anandamaya kosha also. I'm the Sakshi, the witness of these Pancha koshas. Sit silently, stay as the witness, become aware of the space in your brain cavity, the space in the body, space throughout the universe. Space forms 99.9% of the universe. Objects are small part of the universe. Be aware of the space. I am the awareness eliminating the space. Awareness is Brahman. Pradnanam Brahma. Any thought comes, ask yourself, who am I? Stay as awareness, awareness of empty space. Asatoma, Sadgamaya, Tamasoma, Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma, Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Purnamadaha, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. ನಾನು ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ. ಈ ದೇಹ ಮನಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ. ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವ ನಾನೇ. ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ. ಆತ್ಮದರ್ಶನಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮದರ್ಶನಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮದರ್ಶನಂ ಸತ್ಯದರ್ಶನಂ. ಅಂತರ್ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಬಹಿರ್ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಪ್ರತ್ಯಕ್ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಪರಾತ್ಪರ ಜ್ಯೋತಿರೇವ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಆತ್ಮಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಶಿವೋಸ್ಮ್ಯಹಂ. ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು. ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು. ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು. ಹರಿ ಓಂ. ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ಹರಿ ಓಂ.